Hi everyone, I'm John, and today we're going to be doing the flutter tongue and the trill. If you like the sound of it, as you heard in the intro, then take a look at the video here and see if you want to give it a go. Experiment with it, practice it. The flutter tongue. It's quite a simple technique really. You do hear players playing it, you hear a lot of players playing it. All it is really is fluttering the tongue. That's all you've got to do. There's two parts. The first part is just fluttering the tongue to get that rumbly sound, and the second part, the trill bit, is where I'm creating a vocal on the top to create that nice, interesting sort of, you can use it in ambient sound or, in a musical rhythmic playing or whatever really. So the first part, the flutter, is literally, all you've got to do is vibrate your tongue and do this. There's no vocals being used, nothing else. It's literally just fluttering the tongue. Now, some people find it difficult to get the tongue to flutter, and other people don't. It's just one of those things. And if you do struggle to get this flutter tongue, then hopefully I might, how I'm going to explain it may help you to get it. So the first thing to do is to do it without playing the didge, because all I'm doing is playing a drone and doing the flutter tongue at the same time, like this. So I'm just literally blowing a drone and getting my tongue to vibrate and go like that. So how do we get this tongue to flutter? All I'm doing is putting my tongue at the top of the ridge, not behind the ridge of the, where your teeth are, and then you've got the gum ridge there. Is almost the top of my tongue, the tip of my tongue is just in front of it, just touching, just in front of the tip, sort of laying flat, and then I blow air through it to get it to vibrate. But when I'm blowing the air through it, some people might find it difficult, because when you blow air through that and go, you might not get it to go. It might not work. As I say, some people just can do it naturally, easily, and others struggle to get that going. So if you do struggle, one way you can try and get it going, the way that it works for me, is when I'm blowing air through it, because I'm sort of restricting the airflow through my tongue, I'm going, but then I'm moving the tip of my tongue, or the top of my tongue, which is sort of laying flat just in front of the ridge, the gum, and it's pressed right up. I'm sort of just moving it down as I blow air through it to get it to go, once you've got it started vibrating, that's it basically. It's easy then, like that, but to get it going sometimes is tricky. So now, one of the things that I found when I'm doing it, now if you just blow air through it, even if you move your tongue up and down and push through with the pressure, it may not kick off, it may not start. One thing that can help is when I'm doing that, I'm also pushing the back of my tongue up to create a restriction in the back of my throat. So I'll do that separately. So as the front of my tongue's coming up, the back's humping up and creating a restriction, and this is what it sounds like. Forget the front of my tongue for a minute. I'm just going to show you what the restriction of the back of my tongue is doing. It's kind of a funny, all I'm doing is restricting the sound. Now, when I put the front of my tongue up and get it to vibrate, the back of my tongue comes up automatically to create restriction, and that is what both of those restrictions is what gets my tongue flapping. I'm not saying everyone's gonna get it that way with the flutter, but that's how it works for me. So that may work for you, and it may work to get it going, and you just have to experiment. So basically, when I'm going, the back of my tongue is humped up and restricting. hope you can hear that kind of restriction. So just practice pushing the back of your tongue up to the throat. It's almost right in the back of the throat here. It's not down here, but it's right in the corner. Yeah, here. Push that, get that restriction back, experiment with it, and then try and get your tongue at the front, pushed up, just in, as I say, in front of the ridge sort of thing. And that's basically it, really. That's all you need to do. Just practice it. Keep coming back to it if you can't get it to start with. Like anything, it's persistence. One day it might just click in, as these things do. Don't get despondent if it doesn't work straight away. You know, you might get it in a day, you might get it in a few minutes, you might have it straight away because you can do it anyway, or it might take a while longer. But like anything, you just got to keep doing it, and just don't overdo it. Just keep coming back to it now and then to give it a go. Now, once you've got that, so basically, if I flutter my tongue on the didge without getting a drone, that's all it is flutter tongue. But then, then you've got to practice doing the flutter tongue with the drone. So get the drone first. And I'm definitely restricting it at the back. That's what helps me get the whole of the front of my tongue flapping, this restriction. So that's, for me, it's really important. But as I say, just experiment with it now. So that's it, really. That's that part of the lesson. All you can do is practice and see what happens. Now then, the trill is this one. You can experiment with that sound. All I'm doing there, I'm doing exactly the same thing, getting my tongue to flutter, do the flutter tongue, and I'm creating a high-pitched tone on top of it, and you can vary the pitch of tone to change the sound of it if you want to. So this is like this. I'm sort of creating that pitch. You could create a low one. And then all you're doing, getting your drone first, and then applying it when you've got the drone. Now, if you're haven't been playing too long and you're trying this, often things are difficult to get going, because you can do your drone, and then when you try this, your drone might disappear. So you just have to accept the fact that until this is your drone's established, or when you've been practicing this, it will just come, and you just have to accept the fact you might lose the drone, and just keep practicing until eventually it all comes together once you've got the flutter tongue. Because if you can do it off the stick, then there's nothing stopping you getting it on the stick, basically. That's why it's good to practice. And you can practice this anywhere. You can practice it where you like, really. You might get a few strange looks if you're out in public, but you can practice it in the car when you're driving. Lots of wherever, doesn't matter really. But anyway, so I'll do that trill one again. So get the drone. That kind of thing, really. So anyway, that's just a shorty. Keep my video short today, and hope you like the video, and give it a go, give it some practice. You can incorporate into your didging. You could do some ambient stuff with it if you want to, or you can do some fast rhythmic stuff. You can incorporate into some nice fast rhythmic rhythms if you want to, whatever. Hope you enjoyed it, hope you got something from it, and give it a go. That's all from me today.